Good evening, Toronto. You're listening to Lovers Rotation here on 𝒹𝒾𝓈𝒸ℴ 89.5 FM, the one and only sound of your city. Welcome back and welcome home to your soulful sanctuary here in our beautiful city of Toronto. And it is beautiful now. Now we can say that and mean it because the weather is, summer is summering. Finally, we're getting a little bit of rain here and there, but thank God. We thank God for the sun finally in this city. But yeah, welcome to your home, your soulful sanctuary for everything R&B, Afro beats, dancehall, Afro fusion, Afro everything, black music. Here it lives on Lovers Rotation here on 𝒹𝒾𝓈𝒸ℴ 89.5. And welcome back. Obviously, we're in the room with some real ones. I don't know if you guys can feel the energy, but it's just lifting me up, lifting my spirits. We got a really good episode in store for you tonight, but obviously we're going to let this beautiful madame here introduce herself, the star of the show.
Hello, Toronto. It's your girl T on the mic as usual.
And thank you for coming. Always. Thank you for always being here, supporting me. I love you. And we are joined by such an amazing force. Her music just makes me feel as though I am levitating. And sometimes I just want to close my eyes and dance in my room, which I may or may not have done as I've been listening to her music. But
quiet sway.
a little quiet sway. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself, the beautiful, talented Ania who.
Hi, I'm Ania who. I'm from Jersey. I'm happy to be in Toronto. That's my second time in Toronto, so it's pretty fun so far. I make alternative R&B music with, hints of disco, reggae, and all the things that I love and enjoy. So I'm really excited to be here with you guys.
We're excited to have you. We'll get into a little bit more, but me and T we've been listening to your music just so much.
Wow.
We love your music. But obviously we have time to get into it. We got a lot to play and a lot to say. So we're just gonna jump right in. We're gonna start you guys off with Ecstasy by the one and only 𝒹𝒾𝓈𝒸ℴ, Mother. I love her music. And this is off of her album Hypnos from 2022, I believe. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy some ecstasy here on Lovers Rotation. Welcome back to Lovers Rotation. You guys just heard Private Life by the one and only Ania who we have the pleasure of having in our studio tonight. So tell our audience a little bit about Private Life. How did that song come about?
Well, Private Life came about because I love Grace Jones, and she has a song called Private Life. It's not originally hers. It's a cover as well. She made a cover of it. But when I heard it, I kept on replaying it over and over and over again because I really like the bass line. And I really like the piano, the keyboard in it. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I fell in love. So when I was making Venus, I already had a lot of the songs in place at that point. And so when I went to the studio, who I was working with, his name is 𝒹𝒾𝓈𝒸ℴ. I was like, I really want to sample this or do something, interpolate this in some way, but I want to recreate the verses. So I did that. Like we redid the keyboard. My friend played the bass on it. And yeah, that's how it came about. Also some personal feelings, helped me get some, because I don't really make songs that's like, I don't know, mean. Not saying Private Life is mean or anything, but it's like, it's putting up a boundary of sorts. So I think that was a really fun to do and make. It was like all freestyle.
Oh, really? Is that something you do often?
Yeah.
With your songs?
Work It Out. I don't know if you heard Work It Out.
Yeah, girl.
But it's also freestyle.
It's also a freestyle. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. So we'll jump into that a little bit more. But let's start from the very beginning. It's 2001. It's a cold morning. I'm playing. But let's talk about who is Ania who. So you spoke previously with other publications about, you've always dreamed of being a singer. This is something you've done between, poetry and singing at church and things of that nature. So tell us about how your love for music emerged and how that has turned into the artist that you are today.
Yes, so It definitely started at not poetry slams, but open mic nights and things of that nature. Wasn't raised in a church background. I did sing in a lot of choirs though.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
Choirs.
yes. But I did sing in a lot of choirs. And I did go to a lot of open mic nights and like read my little kid poems amongst adults, so hearing that really helped, elevate my writing. I feel like, because I knew I was like, I can't be writing these nursery rhymes, but I loved hearing their words and I fell in love with poetry and stuff. But I also loved to sing, like even if it had no words, like just humming. I love that. If I could just do that and never write, I would love doing that too, to be honest. So I think that's how it started, like going to open mics and being in a lot of choirs and just like saying this is the only thing I want to do anyway. So
That's nice. You said it wasn't church choirs. Was it like choirs in school that you were in or like general?
Yeah, so I was in 2 choirs in the school. I was in honors choir, regular choir. I also did Rutgers choir. And it's like a choir outside of the school. I also went to school for voice and I had a scholarship at the same time. So a lot of things, I just liked using my voice, singing as much as I could. And yeah, so that's how it started.
So from like a very early age, you're like, this singing is this is it for me.
Yeah. But basically my mom, she told me a story that like I was, I guess, bathing in the bathtub and she heard Mary J. Blige, I'm Going Down loud. She ran up the stairs and she's like, what? Because she thought there was, I was in a bathtub. So she thought there was a radio in the bathroom. And this was her. I don't know. She's also exaggerates, but still. And she's like, oh. And then she saw it. She's like, Ania, where's the radio? Where's the radio? It's like, no, what do you mean, Mom? I'm singing.
Oh my God.
And I was singing the Mary J. Blige. So that's when I was a little kid, obviously. So but that's when my family was like, especially my mother was like, oh, well, she likes music. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Because that's not an easy song.
No, I bet you I wasn't singing it good. I don't know why she
Good
said
enough
that.
for your mom to run up those stairs.
Yeah.
That's amazing, but definitely
Yeah.
reflective in your talents. I can definitely see that being something you can break down a little bit at 3 years old.
Yeah. No, for
Your
real.
own little spin on it.
Yeah.
And did you feel like, I guess, growing up as well, were there any influences or like outside of the things that you experienced, like going to these like open mics and stuff, were there specific acts and like artists that you looked up to as well?
For sure. Artists that I looked up to as a child that really, obviously it was like Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, Prince, and things of that nature because like I grew up with older parents, not necessarily that they were playing that, but it's around. They're older, you understand?
That era.
Yeah. Also, like, I didn't grow up in a music family, more like a film family, but I watched a lot of MTV and like VH1 Soul. Cause like we had cable, just put on the TV, like a lot of music videos. As soon as I got YouTube, like, YouTube came out, I just loved searching the internet, finding songs. That was fun for me. So that helped me like expand.
That's amazing because I feel like to me your sound is very like reminiscent of like airy 70s dance music.
I
like
love
beautiful.
my mom's
Donna
name is
song.
Donna.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so
It reminds me so much of that music because it's like there's a little bit of a duality there. You have those lyrics that sometimes sit back and make you think. You're like, damn, but then your feet are moving and you're dancing around the room at the same time. So do you feel as though your gravitation towards this music was obviously rooted in your love for older sounds? Is that something you've always had, or did that develop as you continued being an artist?
I think it was something that I always had. And that's something I want to actually develop more. When I was first starting, like, I don't know, recording with producers, I didn't have the luxury to be like, make a beat that I want to sing on. I sang on the beats they gave me, and it was hip hop beats. So now that I want to take control and autonomy over the stuff that I want, I definitely want to make music that reflects my taste, So yeah, I think it's a growth thing.
And there's still more to go. So
Yeah.
it's really nice. It's like if you took that music and just like 2025'd it. You know, if that
yeah.
makes sense.
For
Because it
sure.
still has that nostalgic sound, but it still feels very fresh and new. So
No, for real. And sometimes it's not even like purposeful. That's like just, you know how like you're drawing something, you can't help how you draw it. It just that's how it comes out. You know, when I write it, I guess. I don't
it's
know.
called natural talent, guys.
Honestly.
It's called being.
You can't buy this stuff or make it up, just so you know.
But yeah.
Amazing. I love that. So what have you been listening to recently? What are some of your new listens? What are some artists you've been feeling?
Recently? I don't even listen to.
We've
is a
been getting
reoccurring
this
theme.
answer. Guys,
Yeah.
what's
Really?
going on?
Like artists don't like to listen to
To new
too
music?
much music or like other artists too much, just so they can. You know, be
Yeah, I
locked in
think
on
as
their sound.
I've been saying it for the past couple of years. So for me, it's like my brain is overloaded. Like too much information. Like I get headaches looking at my phone, to be honest. You know, and that's where we get all our music from. But I do listen to music. But I do listen to Raven Lene and like Steve Lacy and them. That's not really new or nothing. But Anderson .Paak's my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah. Definitely my favorite.
I love Anderson .Paak. Like, I probably listen to No Worries. Like, an
Oh yeah, no
unhealthy
worries.
amount.
Yes, that's
Chef's kiss.
my stuff right there.
Good music. Good music. All right, perfect. So we're gonna jump into "Put Your Body in It" for our next track. Tell us a little bit about why you chose to play this track for our audience today.
Yes, I chose that song because, well, when I was making my first EP, Pure, it was a big inspiration because I really wanted to make a song that sounded similar, at least to me, to that song. Because every time I listen to that, it's a disco song, obviously. It makes you dance, and I was dancing around my room when I heard that song over and over and over again. So it inspired Pink Trees for me. Like I played it for the producer and I said, "Can you make a song that sound like this kinda?" It doesn't sound exactly like it, but it has the feeling, the energy.
Yes.
So
Like, put your body in it type beat.
yeah.
Get
I love
into
that.
it.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get you into the first set of music. We're gonna start off with "Put Your Body in It" by Stephanie Mills here on Lover's Rotation. Welcome back to Lover's Rotation. You guys just heard "Pink Trees" by our honored guest tonight, Miss Ania Who. What does "Pink Trees" represent for you?
Pink Trees represents. At that time, it represented whimsy. For me, fantasy. You know, that's what that whole EP Pure was about. Yeah, when I describe it, it was definitely that.
I love that. I can definitely hear that in the sound.
Yeah.
But let's jump into your latest release, Venus, the EP. But let's just start at the basics. Tell us about what the planet Venus signifies for you personally, but also for your music, because you also have the song Club Venus,
Yeah.
which we'll get into a little bit more. But
Yeah.
because I know you're into astrology as well. So let's break down Venus for Ania.
Yes. So when I first came up with the name Venus, it was before obviously I had any of the songs. Well, I had Work It Out actually. And I liked Venus because my Venus is very strong. I have a Pisces Venus, and Pisces is exalted in Venus. So as the years go by and as I realize when I write my music, I'm like, dang, like I really can't help the way I love that. I love, and it overtakes me, you know. It's very passionate for me. I can't write about anything else. I tried. Like literally, you know. So I was like, well, heck, I wanted to write a project about it. It wasn't fully fleshed out yet, but I knew I wanted to name it Venus because of my Venus sign. So yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. So the Venus is like sort of the planet that rules like your relationships. And
Yeah, it rules love. It also rules beauty. And I believe it also rules money too. Because, so like, it's not just like, oh, but like passion, just passion,
So what
Yeah.
do you know what your Venus is in?
I do not know what my Venus is in.
Okay.
Oh,
I know
really?
My Venus is in Aries. I don't know what.
Oh,
that
really?
means. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, someone off the camera.
Oh, we got another.
Yeah,
But
a little
at my shows, I had a Venus show in NYC and DC, and at my show I asked the audience like, "What's your Venus sign?" and stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah, because it can tell you a lot about a person. For
I was gonna
real.
say you're getting to know your audience in a different way too.
Yeah.
Like approach. It works. Yeah. That's very cool. And so for like the entire project, like you said, a lot of it is focused on love. But one thing I really like about your sound and your music is that you basically blend a lot of different genres in. You've mentioned like disco and funk, but you describe yourself as alt R&B as well. So I'm curious, like when it came to pulling the project together for Venus, like obviously you didn't know necessarily all the sounds that were going into it, but what was the process like of trying to pull in tracks and create for the project, like knowing that in mind?
So with each song, like I really looked at it individually. And then when it all came together, that's when I created the story in my head of like, oh, where I was in that time, you know. It really is like a passage of time for me. So like I said, the first song was Work It Out. And I made that months before I even started again working on the rest of the project. And at the end of the song, I'm like, I say, I see you over here at Planet Venus. And I'm like, you know, so I'm like, oh, wow, yeah. Okay. You know? And so, and then the rest of the songs came about Private Life and then Club Venus, you know. I made that in California. And they were just asking me like about the project and about where I was in my life in love. And it usually is in a limerent state sometimes. Yeah. Not right now though, but sometimes in a limerent state. And I don't know if you like crushes. I like crushes.
I hate them.
You hate them?
Crushes. I hate crushes.
Well, you're Aries Venus. It makes sense.
Because I can't take it. I go
really?
crazy. I lose my mind.
I kind of like that though, in a way, like that infatuation and it's almost like borderline obsessive sometimes, but I feel like there's a pureness to it. So I kind of get where
well, you know, I have a thing. I like to live in my obsessions. I realize.
Real.
You're not like literally be obsessed, but be engulfed in the things that I enjoy. That's what I'm saying. Like everything that I am, it's 100. I can't help it. I try to not be that way, but it's just who I am. So yeah. So then we made Club Venus in California, and when they were asking me about all that stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of in a limerent state, but also just leaving this relationship. But if I was to see him at the club, like maybe, you know what I'm saying, for tonight, you know. And that's why we called the club Venus, because in the song is like, you know, it says, I don't need you, but I want you, you know. You're like, okay, I can pretend tonight that you're everything that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that. And with Club Venus specifically, with that track, it's interesting because I feel like with a lot of your songs, like it's kind of like the instrumental really matches the energy of what you're saying. Like for Club Venus specifically, it kind of feels like it's just desire. It's like you feel like a pulling, like a yearning. Like that's just what I feel when I listen to the sound alone, but then also coupled with the lyrics. So what usually comes first in your creative process? Or is it like not usually linear?
Well, right now is not linear. I can't say. Like I said, sometimes the lyrics just come out of me. Sometimes it takes a long time to write a song. Well, with Club Venus, that was a collaborative effort, you know? And so they're pulling different energies out of me. Now a lot of it's like making the layers of the song, like, you know, the harmonies and the melodies, you know? That's like pretty fun, you know? And that's like another, you know, mountain in its own. So I can't really say what the process is because it might be something different next time, you know?
It's all natural.
Yeah.
It's all natural. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, so because we were talking about Club Venus, right? The latest track that you did release was the UK version. And that was in collaboration with Simon.
Yes, Simon.
Simon. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. And it's like, it's really taps into like your house roots in a sense, right? A lot of like garage sounds, but still has like the whimsy vibe with the lyrics. So how did that collaboration come about?
It's came out very, very naturally. I went to London in October last year, and I was performing at a show with his friend, Yeah, his friend. And we were just connected there. We're like, we got to make a song together. And I was like, well, would you want to be on Club Venus? Because I already, at that time, I shot the music video for Club Venus. And it's actually, that's another story in itself. But he kind of had something to do with that as well. So it felt like a fit. Yeah. It made sense. And so he was down. And he sent me this back, and now we have Club Venus UK edition. Yeah.
Run it. You should be running it if you're not running it.
Exactly.
It's so fun.
I love that. Perfect. So we've reached the point in which we're going to put you in the hot seat a little bit. And we're going to ask you, what is your current pop, culture, music, hot take?
Anything. So just any hot take?
Any hot take. Anything that you feel like people might...
Can I get an example? Because I'm like, I don't even know.
Well, like...
Pop culture?
Yeah, anything. Like some people have said we need to change like certain things in like the partying culture. Some people have said...
Wear deodorant.
Wear deodorant.
Oh, really?
That was a real one, yeah.
Some people have said, you know, that people need to start performing better. Artists need to perform better on stage. Some people have said they need to bring back the peach Perrier in the stores.
Yeah. Peach Perrier?
Yeah.
What's that?
Perrier, like the sparkling water.
Yeah.
There was a peach flavor
Perrier.
that they can't find no more.
Oh.
Yeah. So just anything that's sort of on your mind that you just feel like...
Man, oh my gosh, there's so many things on my mind, but nothing at all at the same time. I'm trying to think. Like,
feel free to take your time.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't even know what a hot take is. You know, just allowing people to be themselves without having to put a mask on. I feel like there's a lot of masks on.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
We can elaborate.
Huh?
Tell us a little bit more.
Oh, more about that? Well, like, I think there's a lot of comparison, obviously, in music, which doesn't do... It's not fair for anybody. And, you know, you're comparing me to that person who's just out, or you're comparing me to someone who's been in it for a long time. It doesn't really allow artists to grow. And then also makes artists have to mold themselves into something else. And honestly, that'd be making them fade faster than anything. Because, you know, you need time. There needs to be more time for growth in music. So that would be my hot take. I don't know.
I like that. That's actually perfect because I actually agree. I think that's a really big thing. I think also now that we have access to so many more artists than people have traditionally had, I think nowadays it's really easy to like pinpoint sounds and be like, oh, you're going to be the next so-and-so. You're going to be the next so-and-so.
Exactly.
And I think I can see how that can hinder growth for an artist.
For sure. People will try to make the song that you just made or whatever, whoever they just made, you know, because what popped off for them maybe it'll pop off for me and you're losing your originality. You know, I feel strongly about having my originality, whatever it is at the time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah.
It's really important to like carve that lane out.
Yes, you know, I agree.
That's nice. Do you ever is there anything specific that you do to kind of like protect or preserve your originality, or any like sort of processes when you're like expressing yourself creatively where you're like, okay, how do you tap into Ania?
The thing is, I've always been this way. If you met me in middle school, you'd probably be talking to the same person. I've always had the same thought processes. I've always wanted to do the same thing. I never had to really be like, dang, what am I going to say, or what am I going to do, how I want to sing, or how I want to come across, you know? I know I want to come across naturally, me. Sometimes it's like hard for people to understand, but I think they'll understand in time. That's why I say in time, everybody will get it. So that's it, like, yeah.
That's how it is. And if you're listening and you don't get it now, you're going to be late. I'm going to tell you right now, get ahead of the train. Get on Miss Ania. And on that note, we're going to jump into the next set of songs. We're going to jump into I Need It. Tell us a little bit about I Need It. Give us a little intro to that song.
Well, that was also on my first EP, Pure. And it was like, I wanted to do a sexy song, but not be overtly sexual, because I'm not overtly sexual. That's not me. But people think it is. So when they hear it, they're like, oh my gosh. So a lot of people have told me like, oh, that's on my sex playlist.
Ooh.
Yes, people have told me that. Even my
You
friends.
see, you didn't even try. Imagine if you tapped in for real.
No, literally. Well, you know, I have a Scorpio Mars.
Ooh, you know what that means, guys.
And
I
Mars
don't,
rules
but-
Scorpio. Mars is, and that's literally. But that's why I don't tap in it, because I might make everybody uncomfortable, you know.
Like,
I don't got time for that.
We might be a little too
No,
turned
for
on,
real. They be
guys.
like, oh, shoot. I'm a little hot and bothered. But no, so that was my attempt. I want to make more that, because I love music like that. That's like all Marvin Gaye stuff. So.
Yeah, I love that. Especially if we're talking like music from like 70s. Like it was sometimes
That's
it was
her.
Yeah, Miss Donna.
Yeah.
Like, she'll be hitting them notes. You will feel it. You'll be dancing, but she'll be like, yeah, come.
Yeah. No. Like the image is going in your head the whole time.
Yeah,
And especially when I Need It, I don't want to say I was innocent, but I was definitely way more innocent than I am now, you know? And so I was nervous to do anything, but I was like, oh my gosh, I really love this song. So I put it on anyway, you know?
Amazing. So guys, be careful. Don't get too hot and bothered now. But we got I Need It coming up next here on Love Resertation. Welcome back to Lover's Rotation. You guys just heard the sweet sounds of the one and only Marvin Gaye. That was Come Live With Me, Angel. And that was chosen by the one and only Ania Who. So tell us about your connection to this song and Marvin Gaye as a whole.
Oh, yes. Well, I really love that song. Like, it kind of inspired a song I wrote in high school called Angel, literally, and Marvin Gaye and his relationships and stuff. But I really love that album. I believe it's called I Want You, because it sounds like literal the embodiment of yearning. I love yearning. I love that, you know? So yeah, that's my connection. Once I heard, I'm like, wow, like this is what I'm talking about. And that's what I was in like middle school. I'm like, wait, this is what I've been feeling. But you know, like not literally, because I'm like, I don't have no boy, no nothing. But I'm like, no, but still, you know? So yeah, that's my connection.
I know that feeling. I was a young yearner too.
Still yearn.
Still yearn. I still yearn quite a bit. I mean, the show's called Love Resertation. But yeah, no, heavy on the yearning. I love that, especially at a young age. Sometimes it's like music is a beautiful thing because it can be sort of, it's a universal language, and it's that emotion that you may not have connected to specifically with someone, but you're like, I know that. No, I got that inside of me. So that is beautiful. So we're going to get into our last little segment of the show. Before we say our goodbyes, we're going to ask you what's been on your mind or your heart these days as you exist in this world as Miss Ania.
You know, honestly, something that's been on my mind a lot is just how people view love, how people approach it. In these days, you know, you have to be really, what's the word, like, I guess stoic, and you got to make sure to compartmentalize and be like, even though you're feeling like, damn, I really miss this person, you got to act like you don't, because someone could be like, come on, girl, why don't you get over that? Girl, he was a bum anyway. Like, I don't give a damn. He was my bum. Like, I want him back. Exactly. The fuck? Can I have him? No, it's like my bum. So like, I just want people to give more grace to people when they're going through just anything, just withdrawals of love or being passionately in love. And like, not saying that I know, because my Pisces Venus does give me the rose colored glasses or whatever, but maybe those are good sometimes. I'm just saying, why you want to live life all doom and gloom all the time? I was talking to my friend. The reason why this came up is she has a Capricorn Venus.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Shout out to my sister.
My best friend, Tasia. She has a Capricorn Venus, and we were talking about, like, because I always admire how she's, like, able to be like, nah, bye-bye, to whoever
Just
she's,
cut people
yeah,
off.
like, yeah, like, cut people off for real. And I'm not good at that necessarily. Like, I'm not saying I give people 1,000 chances. No, like, if you do something real bad, like, I'm a Capricorn still, you can go. But if I actually love you, I know when I love someone. That's when I can't let go. not that easy. So just give people more grace and understanding because it's love. And love is not a fleeting feeling. It's not lust. So
That's true. I think it's pretty common these days to confuse the two or, kind of conflate one or the other. One thing I like about your music, which I think you've mentioned before, is that you're not afraid to just be vulnerable and just be like, this is just how I'm feeling. Yeah. Even like you saying like you love the crushes, and even like with Club Venus, just that being like, I know I shouldn't, but like I want you. And I love that with your music. And do you feel as though you hear a lot of that in the music nowadays, or do you feel like that's something that's missing as well? Because I feel like it's like a little bit of a balance. Like I feel like we're missing out on a lot of the yearner songs. A lot of people say that these days.
I think
like
people don't want to be lover girls, lover boys anymore. It's very much like, screw you, I'm independent, I could do whatever I want. Which there's moments for that, but then there's also times where like you could be touchy feely too. Like you said, you can lean into it, into the love, and be able to express that.
I agree. I think there's room for both because I do think that we need to make sure we create boundaries and be like, no, this is not good for you. You must leave. But you have to understand that things are just not black and white. There's way more gray. And love sometimes be that gray because, so that's what I'm just saying. Like, and that's what the music I make, it's not even necessarily as like, because I don't want to say I make like passive music, like, oh, I'm just a begging girl. No, like, no, that's not like, no. I feel like there's strength in my music as well, but you have to be honest. Don't lie. Like, I think a lot of people be putting on a face of, I can get over that real quick. No, you can't. There wouldn't be therapy if that was true. You wouldn't have trauma. You understand?
Very valid.
Like, that's what I want. Just when we have conversations, because, I don't want to be long-winded. But, like, when I be having girl chats or sometimes, a lot of girls' favorite lines is, couldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. Yeah. Yes, it would be you. And worse, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just love. It's not embarrassing.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Love is not embarrassing. I think that's also like a big thing with our show as well, and also why we have segments like these where we can just be like, hey, what are you feeling right now? What you're feeling is what you're feeling. It's okay to show yourself, to bear your emotions, to put your heart on your sleeve, obviously with the right boundaries.
Yes.
But I think that it's just so important for us to inject that passion and that openness into our lives, because that's what makes us human.
Yeah.
Like, love is nothing to be ashamed of.
But also, if you know that this can take you to that certain place, like, oh, this relation, if I get too far into that can take me to a certain place, because you did it and you didn't avoid it. The try, be like, oh, okay, well, let me just pretend like that didn't happen, when now it's gonna creep up on you. Eventually, I feel like. So
there's no separation from love at all. Like, that's just life, unfortunately. Like, it's a good thing, honestly.
That's why they say there's a thin line between love.
Hurt, guys. You gotta get hurt.
Gotta lean into it. Sometimes.
Well, tell us what's next for you. What is next for Ania, who in the next coming weeks, coming months, coming years? What
before you blow up and leave us?
Remember this interview, guys.
What is next for me? Oh yes, so I'm performing here in Toronto on Juneteenth.
Oh yeah, you would have performed here.
Yes, I already performed here.
Yes.
So your performance on
Afrowave. Yeah.
Afrowave.
Yes, Afrowave.
June 19th. That was amazing.
Yeah,
you did such a great job.
Thank you. I put my all into it.
Yeah. The crowd was loving it too. Like, that was just quality. Just tells me right away, like, you're a star for sure. What do you have coming up following the concert?
I'm just right now, I'm writing and creating new music as well as promoting the music that I have out now. I believe in promoting your catalog that you have, because I don't, how I just said earlier that I don't listen to music, like I don't like overloading myself either onto people either. I think you should take it in, what I just put out. So everyone go listen to Venus, listen to Pure, listen to Dreams, Truth Is, and stuff like that. And then follow me so that you can stay tuned with the new music I drop and all the other projects and features and things of that nature.
Yeah. And where can people follow you? Tell them.
You can follow me everywhere. Ania Who, ANIAHOO. Everywhere.
Everywhere, simple.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight here on Lovers Rotation. And thank you so much, Ania,
Thank
for
you.
blessing our space. You did an amazing job, and I know this episode will stick. Make sure you guys go check out Ania Who on all streaming platforms. Go watch her music videos. Go follow her Instagram. You know, just amazing music. Like we said, and we mean it. She's going to blow because this is some good stuff. It is some good stuff. As always, you guys know where to find us on Instagram. Our Instagram is at lovers.rotation. If you want to talk to us, anything lovers related, any song requests, guest requests, anything in between, our email is loversrotation@ciut.fm. And make sure you guys keep up with us. TikTok, Instagram, we have a lot of fun, exciting events coming up. We got a few tricks up our sleeves. So make sure you guys tap in with us so you can connect with the lovers community in the outside world, outside of the little talking box that you're listening to us from. Make sure you guys tap in there. As always, all of our episodes are mixed by the one and only Des Sound. And obviously, our beautiful addition to our team, Miss Crystal. Make sure you guys go show them love. You'll find that on our Instagram. And all episodes are all episodes are edited by the one and only Dapper, our bestie, and his Instagram is at Dapper_TL. Make sure you guys go hit him up, show some love. And yeah, we're going to end the night off with Inomi, with you featuring Dreamcast Mo. We're also going to be playing Wallflower. So tell us a quick little tidbit about these two songs before we jump in.
Inomi is a feature. I'm featured on it. It's Dreamcast Mo. He's a DC-based artist. He's really amazing. He makes mixed blends of genres as well. Has house and alternative music, and I just do a little bit, but I'm really glad that he allowed me to be on the project, and it was really fun. Yes.
And then what about Wallflower?
Well, Wallflower is a really very old song that I made in high school, but it's produced by LaRon and Tumir. Well, now he has a whole different producer name. But I forget it. But it's okay. Sorry. You know I love you though. And so yeah, but I really love that song because if you really want to know how I felt in high school, then you should listen to that song. A little giggly girl, literally.
I love that. That spirit still lives in you.
Oh yes, very much.
Spreading it. We've been giggling this whole entire episode.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much once again, Ania. And we are going to say our goodbyes. As always, make sure to stay connected, stay safe, and smile. Have a great night.